what does an old line coach think of running the ball as much as you guys have? I mean, this is by far more than anything.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, anytime you can establish a run game, it just opens everything in your offense, makes the defense really have to screw down in the box and stop the run, which helps everybody. But yeah, I'm proud of the guys, proud of the way we're coming off the ball and just how we're fighting. I think our wide receivers are doing an excellent job, kind of the unsung heroes of that, and how they're blocking the DBs down the field, tight ends, and other running backs who don't have the ball are doing a great job. So it's takes all 11 to run the ball. That's one of our philosophies. So they're all doing a really good job.
I mean, everybody knows you're going to run the ball, and you're still having success at it. What does that mentality mean, for the group?
Yeah, I mean, it's just who we are, who we want to be, and it's just one of those things. Like you can see, as the game goes on, you just keep pounding it, and you find those seams, and you got a back like Josh who can really wear out defenses, wear out linebackers, secondary. He's doing a great job making people miss, getting a lot of yards after contact, things like that. So, yeah, we're just playing good ball right now.
Sure looks like Josh might be a big answer for the red zone, but how much is Tucker part of that too?
Yeah,
just having a guy.
You saw that play he made, obviously, on Sunday. Just broke 2 tackles. I think he ran over Josh Myers. Like it was an impressive play, and he's just one of those guys. You keep giving him the ball. He has the will to get in the end zone. I was surprised, honestly, he didn't score on that keeper we threw on the left one. He was very close, but yeah, he's just plays with the right mentality, and he wants to score and make plays for his teammates.
You don't get to live off of what you did last Thanksgiving in Detroit, but it was pretty damn impressive. How did you do that, and how do you replicate that now and try and do it again?
Yeah, I mean, that whole deal, it was kind of one of those things where you had a young group trying to make a name for themselves and just put some positive things, get it going. And you got to rally around the situation that you have. A short week, Thanksgiving, you're going to be primetime night game. Everyone's going to be watching. So just those things that you can get the players motivated and fired up for, I think always helps. So yeah, the guys are fired up. They're excited. And we got a really good opponent coming in who they're playing really good ball right now.
Does that mean something, though, that they were able to do what they did last year?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And I think that kind of catapulted us going into December and making the run that we did. So, yeah, we just got to keep it rolling.
I think you guys have started the same offensive line all but the one game, I think, against Detroit where...
Yeah, I think Jordan started.
Yeah.
Right.
And to move Elton center.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Does that, having that kind of continuity, where does that show up?
In the run game. Things like that where guys can just play next to each other. It's one thing, when you're just doing combination blocks and things like that, when you got a consistent person next to you, making those calls, blocking those people. And pass pro, we're doing an excellent job in pass pro as well, for the most part. So I think just having those guys get reps next to each other, the communication, just all being on the same page is something that people take for granted for sure.
You mentioned pass pro, 10 sacks in 9 games. That's pretty phenomenal. Why have you guys been so good there?
It's a combination. I think, the schemes, Jordan's doing a good job reading defenses, get rid of the ball. He's making plays with his legs too, getting out of trouble. But again, our offensive line, I think, is doing a great job. Backs are doing an excellent job in blitz pickup. You've seen Brooks and Josh and Emmanuel step up in there and take on linebackers and DBs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's holistically just our offense is doing a good job with everything.
How have you seen Sean Ryan kind of settle into that right guard spot too, especially without having Jordan right now?
As the season's been progressing, he's just getting better and better. He's still got things to work on fundamentally, but he just seems more comfortable, more confident. In the run game, he's doing a really good job finishing his blocks and just being physical at the point of attack. So, yeah, it's been fun to watch.
Josh Myers was saying he hates night games because he gets bored during the day.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to have 4, maybe 5 in a row, depending on the flexing.
Yeah.
Do coaches like night games?
No. Noon. Every game should be played at noon. That's how what I believe. Toe meets leather at high noon. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's fun, you know. The atmospheres are usually pretty electric. Lambeau, obviously, this last game, even at 3:30, you could just tell the atmosphere was just that much better. The later you get, obviously, into the night, people enjoy a few more Miller Lights and spotted cows and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's cool. It's a good problem to have.
What do you do all day?
Yeah.
A lot of times you kind of get going on the next opponent. That's kind of how I spend my time, just watching the next opponent, just to, you know, keep my mind off what's going to happen later.
And just because the work's done at that point?
Yeah.
You don't want to overtake it?
Exactly. Yeah, you just don't. You already have it pretty much all set, and you don't want to mess it up, overthink things. You know, that can definitely happen.
Instead of going back to Rob's question, if you want to knock on the podium, you can, but I feel like we talked to you a lot of times about how challenging it was at the opposite end of the spectrum. Like there was one year where I think you had 9 starting lines in the first 10 games or something like that. How, just for perspective, how challenging is that, and what does that stunt the growth of the line with when you're doing that?
Yeah, it definitely stunts the growth, but it also gives other people in the depth, you know, the opportunity to step in and get some playing time, which in the long run, you know, can be useful. So I guess if there's a silver lining to that, you know, it's just getting more guys playing time. But yeah, again, it's just guys being on the same page, quarterback being on the same page with the O-line, you know, just everyone just having that trust in each other. So it's very hard, you know, to replicate all that when you haven't been out there playing together. Those are just things that just happen over time as you keep playing together.
As a receiver, as a pass catcher, how have you seen Malik Heath develop in his second season?
Yeah, he's done a really good job. You know, Malik's always had really good hands. So big thing this offseason was just him working on his routes, working on his drop steps and all that stuff, just being violent when he catches the ball. And he's made some great plays in practice. And he's just one of those guys that's just been kind of biding his time and waiting for his opportunity. And, you know, we'll see this Thursday, see him out there in a little bigger role probably.
You talk about his touchdown the other night, because that checks off a box for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, anytime you can get a one-on-one opportunity in the end zone and come down with a ball like that, that's impressive, and he did a great job. Did a great job setting the route up, coming down with his strong hands, getting his feet in. So, yeah, it was fun to watch.
Steno, I get that it's 31-10 at the time, but given what had happened with Wicks a couple of weeks earlier, and then I don't know, did he even have a target in Chicago? If he did, it was probably only one, because you only threw it 17 times. But
Yeah.
how important was that 25-yarder he had?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Just for him to go rolling in there over the middle of the field, strong hands, catch, get some good yak. And, you know, he's got all the ability in the world, and we trust him. So that was a really good thing to see.
You know, you love your receiver depth, obviously, but what do you miss if Rome can't go?
Well, Rome, you know, he's such a problem if you get him one-on-one with DBs. He's an excellent route runner. He can, you know, win in the quick game. He can win over the middle. He can win on the long ball. So he's a really versatile wide receiver. And the one thing that he's been doing great that people, you know, probably haven't taken notice is his run blocking. He's done a really good job in the run game. So he's becoming, you know, just a total wideout for us and doing a good job. So if he's not out there, you know, we are deep. And I think these guys are going to do a great job if Romeo's not out there filling in for that.
The 3 straight third downs that it was boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it was awesome. He was playing fast, you know, just coming off the rock, just strong hands, attacking. Yeah, it was really cool to see.